so you only hear the second half of the sentence. Hi.
Hello
How's it
everyone,
going?
welcome to the first crossover catch-up of the year. Hopefully things will go well and this will not be put out before my 2024 new media video part 2. But who fucking knows at this rate.
We brought back the third idiot. He's here again.
Yeah, we've got
again. You
David
gotta
the hero.
specify. Hello.
Hi.
He's back.
Hello.
I'm glad to
He smells.
be the fourth wheel of this idiot car.
We gotta get all 5 at once so that we can have a horrific car crash. Just absolutely traumatize that one family of 4. You know which one.
So, yeah, let's just get going with it, right? Let's just start with Death Battle. And the big news is the release date for Kratos versus Azura.
Just kidding.
The match.
Just kidding.
Shut up, Gumball. Just gonna let Hyper go. This is Hyper's matchup. I think he has the right to say this.
Yeah, no, it's the matchup that got second twice in two Tournament of Champions is releasing on the second day in the second month. February 2nd.
In the second Kickstarter year.
That feels
Kickstarter year. That funny.
feels so much like an inspired choice.
It absolutely isn't, but that's funny.
Better late than never.
Yeah, because they said in the cast, Kratos is.
It's still something that this is the episode coming out before Tom versus Wily, but I understand.
It's funny because they said in the cast it's Kratos' preview is coming out this weekend, I believe they said in the cast. So from there it will be the February 2nd then, and then
we're operating on a 4-week schedule from there.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. So anyway, we just lied about everything. It's canceled, and we're just doing Among Us versus Fall Guys 2.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious!
This time, all of them are gonna twerk.
He's animating it. He can confirm that.
I can't.
Yeah. He just broke NDA just to tell you guys that.
I'm gonna fire myself. I'm fired. I don't have that power, but I feel like it's okay. It's like a citizen's arrest.
You gotta fire yourself before Ben Singer finds you. That's basically those are the options given to you.
You see, if I fire myself and then he fires me again, I'm rehired. That's just how it works. That's the law. It'll cancel it out.
This applies to all kinds of jobs, actually.
Okay, so I'm just gonna stop Gumball before he gives out any more misleading info. Yep, coming out then. I'm looking forward to that. That will probably be very, very cool. I'm curious to
beyond that, I don't think there's anything to report on Death Battle itself.
That is the main thing. And it's going to be like the main thing in like the title of the video. So if everyone everyone wanted that and that's all they cared about, there you go. You I guess you can go now.
They're also starting to do casts based on the matchups that made it the Kickstarter goals.
Yeah, I guess
the first one I've seen a lot of people say didn't do all that well, and Ben was very frustrated with how it turned out. So he wanted to reformat things a bit to give it its due diligence for a different Palpatine matchup. I forget what it's called.
Makuta from
Makuta
Bionicles, I believe.
Yeah.
My goat, the Makuta.
Yeah,
well, anyway, that cast
he's adorable.
That cast didn't give the matchup the justice it deserved. That's what I hear. It didn't go really well at all, so they want to redo it and give it its chance and focus on restructuring, focusing on being a bit more experimental.
Yeah, they did. They basically just put that one and another one in 2 casts together, basically.
Yeah, I saw something with Gamera, and I was very confused.
I was
thinking.
You know what?
It was like
that's
Fatalis or something.
After this
from Monster Hunter.
After this, oh okay. I thought you were going to say something akin to like Palpatine versus Gamera. And you know what? That's our next matchup after this one we're doing today.
Palpatine wins. Anyway, like Fatalis is neat. I get that it breathes fire. But like it's like
what?
40 meters long, I want to say.
Difference?
And Gamera is like 60 meters tall, which to an extent you'd say, oh, 46 is not too bad, but I'm pretty sure that's Fatalis, like I said, just length, not how tall Fatalis is, which is probably like, look, just judged by its body shape, what, like maybe 20 meters tall. And like, yeah, Gamera does fight Gauss, which are smaller than him and fly. He fights like millions of them, just like whole hordes at once. So yeah, you could do the fight if you had like 1,000 Fatalises show up, but then there wouldn't be much of a debate. I don't know, it's just weird. What a weird fucking choice. I don't like Fatalis is
So
cool,
what I'm hearing is Yep. Eggman versus Griffith better.
So true.
Yeah, pretty much.
So true. I wish that was a cast, because that's so fun.
Dude, I need to see that be a cast just so that Liam can hear what the matchup is and try his best not to absolutely collapse. And then Sam's gonna be like, "That sounds cool."
Just saying, Death Battle should invite me to a cast so I can do Eggman Griffith with them.
Eggman Griffith is absolutely essential death battle. You guys do not understand.
They're gonna bring up this
you
like
can still redeem
exploration
yourselves.
into the Sonic cosmology and be like, this is why Eggman's like several layers in the multi-plus. And I'll go, yes, that's interesting, but if you ever consider that Griffith would just cause the eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
Did that ever
What
come
if
into your
Eggman
mind,
is
perhaps?
uncaused it?
What if Griffith just like decided he
What-
can't anymore?
What if Eggman just ignored him?
What if Griffith ignored him more?
You see, it's no longer a matchup. They're just like giving each other the silent treatment.
What if
It's
Griffith
completely.
just had violent gay sex on the spot? Like, what's Eggman gonna do then? Join in?
Well, first of
But
all,
hold on,
Agent.
that's why Griffith that's why Griffith turned evil in the first place, is because he couldn't have that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then that just means that Agent Stone becomes Griffith, and then the circle continues.
Oh my gosh, is Agent Stone going to be Griffith in Sonic 4?
Oh my god, he's going to cause the eclipse.
You took him away. You took him away from me.
He brings out the real.
Stone,
He brings
what
out
are
the
you-
real eclipse cannon.
Oh my gosh. Agent Stone builds the Death Egg.
Oh man.
He'll call it the.
And then the only person who can defeat him is Wade Whipple.
He'll call it the egg clips.
Wait, I just saw the tier list of like matchups that will be cast, because like people just talk about, oh yeah, my matchup's gonna be cast. I did not realize Thomas the Tank Engine versus Barney is one of them.
Oh, peak.
Dude, that's so fire. But
That's
What is it?
Heat.
Thomas the Tank Engine versus Barney.
the problem is like, so you guys seen that Tom Skip video, right, where he's talking about the lore of both. So Trains and Thomas die all the time. Barney is the concept of imagination manifested. So I think we know how this one's gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
No.
Unless
Trains
there's-
don't die in Thomas. They are murdered by
How
Sir
does
Topham
he,
Hatt.
How does
unless
he,
there's
like-
something with Thomas that I just never heard of, I don't think he's gonna do well. Maybe if they like include Skyrim and they let him scale to Alduin, like get full like outerversal shit, then you got a conversation. But you know, maybe that's kind of stupid.
well,
So
yeah,
I
you
hate
still-
myself for
you would-
this.
You would still need like conceptual erasure to get rid of Barney the dinosaur, and I love that this is in the versus community. You can just say that these are statements that like you were allowed to say.
Have you ever watched Thomas and the Magic Railroad? Come on. He doesn't do anything in it, but I mean, the title's cool. You can just make stuff up.
He can just like say spot.
Dude, imagine
He can,
in
like,
the fight.
Travel
Imagine in the
through
fight-
universes, I guess.
Yeah, he can travel
the
to a
thing.
universe
Imagine,
where
like,
Barney doesn't exist and be like, I got countercards, kind of counts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
but
reverse
then he thinks,
BFR.
but then he thinks of Barney, and he starts imagining things, and then Barney manifests. So
Why isn't that?
See, this is why I
the
like.
matchup Barney versus SpongeBob? Like, seriously.
See, this is why I like.
SpongeBob would be his own worst enemy there.
See, I'm excited for these casts because like I haven't checked.
Dude, I know
some weird stuff like
Barney
that.
versus
It's funny.
Barney versus Thomas is going to be so fun because Liam in particular is going to be putting his 110% into that. He will be more focused on that than Dio versus Alucard, and I'm not joking.
That's fun. Yeah, but those will be interesting.
All right, so on to
yeah, well, on to that.
We got Batman versus James Bond for Grace Free. Yeah, Grace Free by Trace.
What do you mean Grace Freeze? Huh, guys?
Yeah. Not doing nothing.
Anyway, but Trace. So, like, as someone who like writes fights a lot, it's gotten to the point where I see Trace as an inspiration because, like, she's able to do things that like force an image into your mind, and I want to be able to write in a way that can provide visuals off of words alone like that. And I see Grace Free as the best like script-based versus show in a good while.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how like the way she does it is just very like it makes me like imagine these scenes like vividly, like way more than anything else I usually see, and especially this one. I was kind of like one. You know, because like I was kind of skeptical on like this idea because like I kind of get it, but then like just laying it out all like this is like really sold me on like the idea. I think it's really cool. I mean,
I still prefer someone like Solid Snake for James Bond, but this alone is like a really good contender. It's probably one of Batman's best matchups for me now.
I don't know if I like have any desire to see it, but just like in this format, I think it's really cool.
Listen, if Batman's in any versus show not named Death Battle, I'm open to it.
Oh well, you're not gonna rave when Batman comes back to not Death Battle. You're not gonna rave for his matchup.
Oh, I am so prepared.
No, like I'm serious. I have a plan where Batman might show up again, but like you would not guess his opponent. Like objectively, it's not possible.
Deadpool.
No.
Well.
Oh.
I'm just saying I'm looking forward to it then.
Let's consider the first time he showed up on Not Death Battle, he fought like a wall. So you really cannot predict what he's fighting.
Another wall.
There was a discussion I had with Biff once where we were talking about how I predicted all those like death battles in a row, and I was like, what if you tried to do the same for Not Death Battle? And he pretty much just said there is no limit to what could be a Not Death Battle. You could do the concept of a cloud versus the idea of someone doing a backflip as an episode. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I could. That's possible.
Don't tempt me.
Don't tempt me.
You will get a guy doing the backflip, and then a cloud gets in his face, and then he lands on his neck, and then he dies.
Nah, there would be a fight going on there. Backflip guy would be a still image, just flying all over the place, having a Dragon Ball clashes with this cloud.
And then an old man will yell at it because reference.
And then the cloud will start shooting lightning and like firing water beams and like hail, and backflip.
And then it grows. But
like backflip.
Yeah, then it grows an eye. It's revealed to be Kracko from Kirby.
I mean, honestly, we have considered fucking Kracko versus Ridley. Because
Kracko,
fucking haters.
The more you read into Kirby, the more you read into Kracko lore, the more you realize this is Eobard Thawne if he was a cloud.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why we had Kracko Ridley, because Ridley's like entire life is dedicated to just ruining Samus's day. He's got nothing better to do with his time. He just decides to come back to life just to fuck with her.
his moniker is the cunning god of death, and this applies to literally no one but Samus.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just like the idea of Ridley getting fed up fighting a fucking cloud. We
unironically, I think unironically, this is a better matchup than Metal Face, but you didn't hear that from me.
I genuinely, if I did it, I would go Manga Ridley style and have him like speak, because I like Manga Ridley. I like him just being the most massive asshole of all time. He is such a prick. It's incredible.
My favorite thing about Ridley, I don't know if it's official, probably just a fan thing, where like people are talking about like how Ridley's like, I'm sorry I killed your parents, it won't happen again.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that. Okay, yeah, no, I was trying to like remember, because like I remember I saw that image and I was like, oh, and then I continued. I'm like, oh.
I don't remember if he actually says that, but it was entirely in character. I'd believe it if he did.
That's so nice of. Oh wait.
Man, that was a Lupin ass laugh. My bad.
You know, it'd be great if he said that, and then the very next page is him killing all the Chozo and going, "I lied." God, I love Ridley, and it's mostly just because sometimes, like when he's actually given a character, he's just such an asshole. Just one of the biggest outright dicks, like of all Nintendo villains. Because he's just targeted this person that he orphaned when she was a child, and then she fought back that one time, and now he's decided that every waking moment he spends will be dedicated to ruining her life even more than he already has. Also, like, the boss battle in Prime was pretty damn good, too.
Alright, we're talking... I compared Krakow to Eobard, but literally, when you lay it out like that, it reminds me... Dio ruined Jonathan's life. Jonathan got fed up once, so he killed his dog and tried to take the family name for himself. So, maybe we're onto something here.
I mean, you know, Dio versus Eobard is also a matchup. I'll just put that out there. That is a matchup that exists. It's not a good one.
And then you got Clockwork from Sly Cooper, who's just like, I hate this one family in particular, no reason given. Has hunted him down throughout the entire family history.
Okay, but hold on. Could you imagine Ridley versus Krakow, but the ending is Dracula versus Ganondorf with Krakow as Dracula?
Uh-huh.
I mean, that'd be
You're
great.
Right. You're no god. You're a pig.
Okay, now I want to move this on.
Okay.
Oh yes, sir. It's misogyny time.
I want to.
Okay, so
now I don't want to.
Well, we're talking about.
No, now you have to.
So you know that one animation, and that I think it was that. Yeah. That one animation.
Out there.
There aren't many.
Yeah. So anyway, years ago, there's this animation for Rayman versus Shantae, random ass matchup that was like really high quality, and it ended with Rayman, beating Shantae. And now he's moved on to Reimu Hakure in this new animation that is really, 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 really good. But it's a Toho fan project. I feel like it being God tier just comes with the territory.
Actually, I should have just put two and two together. That fan base is insane. I still can't get over that the anime is fan made. They just made that. But like, this animation's like, I was like, what is? Because they just tell me to check it out, and then I look at it, and I'm like, why is this so high quality for something like this? And it's just like,
and then you get to the ending portion where Rayman's just like, you know what? Not feeling too fond of women today.
Rayman just has the energy of someone who just screamed "woman," and that was his last line of dialogue in the fight.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you dead.
And I don't know if you're gonna quote it or whatever, but the video is by Edgy I got?
Yeah.
EDGYIGOT.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
how it's pronounced. EDGYIGOT.
Yeah,
So,
that's exactly
what do you think
it.
of it, George? I assume you saw it. It's like
I saw part of it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but what I did see was like insanely good quality.
Yeah, it's really well animated.
I didn't have the time to watch a 3-minute animation.
No, you know what? I had to play I had to play Miku today. Sorry.
That's another segment. Shut up.
Pathetic.
You're right. No, it's foreshadowing. It's a clever way
isn't
of
that
foreshadowing.
gonna be the thumbnail?
Wait a minute. But like, I don't know. It's just the rigging in it is really good. Obviously, that's the only way you can really animate Rayman.
One portion where like Rayman starts spinning his head.
He really is.
For the tornado. That's actually insane.
Like there was one part where he's like bouncing to like get his foot back, and it's like him trying to put his shoe back on, but it's just getting his whole like foot back, and it's just the way he bounces and like the expressions. It's just it's a good animation. It's a really good animation.
No, it's like it does things I like never seen. I don't know about like never seen, but something like it. I feel is like. It's like I don't like. It makes me go like, how do you?
Between Reimu and Shantae, Rayman versus animation is starting to give me like exceptionally high up expectations of what Death Battle's gonna do with him.
It's also giving me like
if
the
he
guy
gets
who
on.
wears a tank top energy, if you know what I mean.
No.
To be fair, he wouldn't have sleeves.
Oh, okay.
That is true.
You meant that in the most literal sense. I thought this was some kind of analogy.
I mean, why not both? I can do both.
I look at this and the Shantae one, and then I play the game, and it's just like, oh, why do people go so hard for that guy?
I like how like it's because his fight with Reimu is like there's no blood for the entire thing, and then he socks her in the face, and suddenly she's just pissing blood with every punch. Where'd that come from?
Hey, honey, how was work?
I think Toho fans just like secretly hate their favorite characters.
Oh my god!
They just want to see them in pain.
Are they Danganronpa fans?
Oh my gosh, I think they are.
I don't think they would make it. Okay, well, it's just I don't know about that. I was about
Hyper,
to say
before you continue, don't forget that there's also the Shadow the Hedgehog versus Sakuya animation that's also really high quality and Shadow beat her ass. So there might be some consistency here.
Yeah, David, you should take this whole like thing as a challenge directly to you for when Death Battle uses Rayman.
Oh, you know what? That's true. That's very true. I'm just gonna like ignore the combatant that he fights in general and just like make him beat up a random woman.
Just like have his opponent be like a completely still sprite while Rayman does the 7-page Muda on him.
So like the Godzilla versus Gundam animation that Rumble
exactly. Did. Yeah, pretty much.
Dude,
Rayman just.
I love how Godzilla just stood there and the explanation was, well, he's hard to animate, then why did you use him?
I like the fucking like excuse someone gave me where they were like, well, the sprites are limited, you can't do much. I was like, no, here's the sprite sheet, he can do a lot. Well, maybe like they just like maybe that's late, like maybe that sprite sheet came out after the episode and they didn't actually have access to all of them. And then I'm like, well, here's this sprite sheet from like the 90s that has a lot of stuff going on that these sprites are literally based on, and these 90s sprites are also higher quality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on. I need to come up with excuses.
Ironically, I'm pretty sure the Godzilla sprites were better than the Gundam sprites that they used.
The Gundam sprites were weird. They were very high fidelity, but they moved in a very weird way. Like every part, it looked...
I think it's mainly because I don't think that sheet is meant to be rigged in the way that it was supposed to be, because like obviously with like mecha it's hard to do because like square limb, square proportions, whatever. So like I think that's what it was.
It looks too smooth.
Is that
it doesn't have like the weight that a mecha should.
Yeah, that too.
And I guess one of the things is when it comes to rigging, like the best rigging is stuff that you look at and you don't immediately think, oh, that's a rig. Like, you get lost in the animation and the quality of it. But when you look at something and your first thought is, oh, that's a rig, then there's something off if your first thought is that, instead of it looking good. Your first thought is to point out what it is instead of how it looks.
Anyway, so do we go to news now, or am I missing something?
News now is the first one, you,
or actually,
you fucking pintle.
Wait, what? Yeah, no, that's the first one. Next one's the music moment.
Yeah, we're going on the music moment.
Okay.
Which there's a lot.
And how many of you listen to them?
I listened to all the Fairwolf ones.
I listened to 4 of them.
I think I listened to some of the Yates ones.
I listened to 4 of them.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
We start
Says
with
the
naughty.
Don't ask me how many I've listened to.
Says the person who had to like sit down and listen to all of them prior to recording.
Yeah,
Which
so
set
what's
us
your
back
fucking
a bit.
excuse, huh?
My fucking excuse is the same as Origins. We're gonna get to it later.
No, life losers. We start with naughty or nice. Robot Santa versus Nicholas St. North.
Literally.
It's nice to see a
literally
Rise
have
of
a
the
job.
Guardians commission. I'll say that. But
This
it was
is
alright.
also our first. This is our first Futurama one too, right?
I swear there was one for just like the ship.
What? What?
I swear. Let me double check, because
Like the Planet Express ship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what? What am I missing? Wait. Is this
Maybe it wasn't
a
Brandon.
new
Like it's always
Brandon
it wasn't
track?
Brandon, it was someone else who made a track, but someone made a track with the Planet Express ship.
Well, so what's the current one that this context is being brought up for?
No, this is Robot Santa versus. I think it was yeah.
This is Santa from Rise
That
of the
one.
Guardians.
And this is this was the track that was released on Christmas, so we might be a little bit late to the curve.
right. All right.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, we're only just like, we're not that late.
Merry Chrysler. Yeah, no, I forgot all about this. I won't even lie to you.
So yeah, the track's
I don't
good,
even know if I
but
listened to it.
I wouldn't say it was the most memorable one, by the fact that I barely remember it. But it was alright. The next one...
I think Robot Santa being the first Futurama rep is really funny. Like, out of all the characters that you can pick from adult animation, you're thinking of this guy.
Why can't
I
we get
appreciate
Santa
the-
Christ commission? Come on, lads. It's Santa Christ. We all love Santa Christ.
We need
I don't.
It's Santa and Jesus. What's not to like?
Well, I imagine if you're like a different religion, you might run into some complications.
I think what we need to have is Santa Christ versus Jesus from the I Am Jesus Christ theme game, and the track can be called Blasphemy. Because
If we're going to be using like if you're taking an interpretation of Jesus, it should be Jesus from like the Lego remake of Passion of the Christ.
Lego remake?
oh yeah,
They're-
that's a
they're
good
what now?
It's unofficial. It was like made by like a 12-year-old, but it's still really funny.
Yeah, it also implies like a 12-year-old just watching Passion of the Christ, which I know there's worse things a 12-year-old could be watching. There's worse things 12-year-olds do watch, but that still would not be my first choice for a 12-year-old. I feel like that movie would not be very entertaining to a 12-year-old.
They probably lived in a very religious household.
Probably.
Well, I did too, and I remember not being allowed to watch it.
Like, watch fucking Prince of Egypt or something.
Yeah.
I tried to think of like a good,
honestly,
like, Christian
good movie.
and that was the only one that came to mind. Well, no, 10 Commandments, like the
You
live-action version of the same story, is also very good, but it's also probably not good for kids. It's just really long. It's a good movie though.
It was like as a Christian, when it comes to like the media that you get to work with, you get Prince of Egypt, which is like a 10 out of 10 movie on all fronts. You get the 10 Commandments, which is like good but long. You get Veggie Tales. That's it.
Really? That's all? That's all?
Yeah.
Well, now you can add the Jesus Christ video game to overall media, and you can also play it with Captain Bible and Doom.
Harry boy.
I mean, Doom's very Christian friendly. You go around slaughtering hell, like fuck hell.
If anything, that's like the most like progressive Christian media ever. Yeah. You're literally
and Cool Cat. You know, let's not forget Cool Cat. Always welcome in a Christian household. I mean, about as welcome as he's in anyone else's household.
Dude, Cool Cat's not going to heaven.
I mean, you know, Cool Cat the character. You know what? I guess when you unironically say "I love all kids," you probably get like a slight blemish.
Oh, he's Catholic.
That is such a crazy, just
true,
out of context statement.
How did we get here? Actually, what just happened? I just like
Cool Cat literally just says, "And I'm Cool Cat, and I love all kids." Don't just fucking shout that out in the middle of a neighborhood when you've got two like 12-year-olds.
I love kids, Charlie. I love kids.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, it's
Wait
literally that smiling.
Hold on. Now I've got an idea for a matchup.
Oh my gosh.
And I'll just
Tim versus Cool Cat. Let's go.
No,
I ruined it.
No.
Well,
it's not even like a traditional matchup. It's just like a scenario where like Cool Cat is down in the dumps. It's actually that can literally just be an official episode of Smiling Friends. Like actually,
who gets trespassed off of an elementary school property first?
That needs to be in the crossover episode of Smiling Friends, where they go to Derek Savage and be like, "Hey, can we have Cool Cat show up in this episode?"
And then Daddy Derek like pepper sprays while he's in his underwear, and he's like waving his stick up and down like that one tribe from Star Wars Episode 4, and he's probably off his meds or something.
Exactly.
It's like,
okay, we move on to the next song.
We have made it one song in, and we have completely derailed the situation to a completely unrecognizable
Okay, we have
state.
Zero's Survival. Aloy versus the Survivor from Ark Survival Evolved. Now, I'm not going to say it's a good matchup, but I will say that did interest me when I saw it. Like, that's not something I would have thought of.
We have this track is like proof that there's at least one guy out there that actually likes Horizon.
I like Horizon.
You know, I like the first one. I haven't played the second one.
Dickhead overwrote my save file, and I just don't want to redo it because I just don't like replaying things in games that I've already done usually. But
we have 3 people who like Horizon,
and the track is really good. I actually really like this track. And now I just want to imagine the actual fight, where Aloy's getting all her arrows ready, she walks in, she's got all her equipment, and then this dickhead just comes in with like 50 dinosaurs that he's tamed. And he's just like, alright, just
and
kill
Cool
her.
Cat.
I'm Cool Cat too! Hey everybody, I'm Cool Cat, and I prefer Xbox over PlayStation!
Xbox. And then Rayman comes in and beats them both up because they're women.
Well, that's okay, because Cool Cat's gonna be there, and he'll take on Rayman.
See, that's the death battle we want. That's it.
He's going to die. I never said he's gonna die.
I just, well, they're good. I just remembered that, for a while I was making jokes about Cool Cat having the Jesus beam, because Derek is, he thinks he's Christian, and Cool Cat gets like a magical girl bracelet in the second film. In Virus Wars, and so he memed, like me and my mates memed the idea of Cool Cat going around firing the Jesus beam, and then we learn about this Steam game where you play as Jesus and you have the Jesus beam, and like I remember losing it, like on that day, like my whole day was just over because I couldn't stop thinking about that. The Jesus beam is real.
I have a very startling realization about you just now. I realized that you talk about Cool Cat with the same amount of passion and enthusiasm as you talk about Tokusatsu.
The difference is one of
My
them
Actually,
is genuine.
my brain,
One
my
of them
brain,
is genuine love and passion for the series. The other one is just what the emotions I need to force myself to feel to not want to kill myself when talking about it.
I like.
Actually, with how Cool Cat works, doesn't he fall under Tokusatsu?
No.
You're hurting your. My
Okay.
brain is trying to process.
Well, in the sense of
everything that
Tokusatsu,
was
I mean,
said?
no, because Tokusatsu literally just means like special effects, and Cool Cat doesn't have special effects. It has bad effects.
It has.
Well, that means, well, if he doesn't have special effects, that means he actually
It's
punched
not
COVID-19
Tokusatsu.
away.
It's no Kusatsu. It's just wrong.
It's something, I guess. It is.
So anyway,
This was supposed to be a
Sisters in
normal
Arms,
podcast.
the vocal version of the Vi versus Yang track. This was a decent track. I thought it was alright. It's my preferred of the two vocal ones we have here. Yeah. Yang
I
has
remember
a lot of
when
vocal tracks,
Ruby.
I think. At least I think she has more.
Yang just has.
A lot of tracks in general, actually, not even vocal. Just Yang's got a lot of tracks. People really wanted to die.
Her and Adam.
Yeah. Yeah, I have nothing really much to say here. Anyone else? Anyone want to tag in? Say something interesting, creative, maybe?
Did someone say tag, like cross tag?
Hasn't been one of the 5 I
Okay, we have
listened to.
Pompeii, Entei versus Teostra.
I
mean, I'm not
listened
gonna
to
lie.
this one.
I don't know how the size difference works here, but this actually might be one of the Pokemon Monster Hunter matchups I dislike least. I actually think this, like vibe-wise, I kind of dig it. I'm just being honest.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like
copyright?
Okay.
Shut up, Gumball.
I couldn't tell if I liked it or not because I'm biased because Entei is like one of my favorite Pokemon. But like, yeah, I kind of vibed with it too. But like, I don't really know that much about Monster Hunter to actually make it definitive. You know,
is like 4 times Entei's size. But like, if they were the similar size, this would actually go like really fucking hard. And like to an extent, I think it still kind of does go hard. Like I'm almost kicking myself for not thinking of it. It's just the big fucking fire lava monster that's like vaguely, it's like mammalian, like vaguely between cat and dog. Like
I've seen it. I've seen it around. I've seen it around a little bit before the track came out because I was obviously just looking for matchups for Entei before, but again, I just didn't really know anything about it. I'm okay with size difference matchups, to like but
if you're okay with size difference matchups, what do you think about Moby Dick versus Monstro?
That's terrible.
Oh, you have.
You
have that.
A somewhat bigger.
No. No, let me get the image. Let me get the image. Hold on.
Yeah, no.
I just want to point out, I don't really know what they have in common beyond being large. One is a slightly bigger than average sperm whale, the other is an island-sized dogfish.
Alright, we're going to have to educate you later on, but, we're running low on time as is, but there's been a new religion forming in the Death Battle Judgment server. Looks like we're going to have to introduce you to it.
I disagree.
Where is the image?
Monstro is a dogfish, he shouldn't be fighting a whale. It's stupid. I mean, I know Monstro specifically refers to the Disney one, but that's stupid. It's a dogfish, it's not a whale, and I refuse to acknowledge it as a whale.
That's not very progressive of you.
Speaking of speaking of people not accepting things, then there's Who I Am, Shadow versus, I'm going to assume it's pronounced Shion?
Shion. Yeah, Shion.
Yeah, here's the image.
This one is...
No, you know what? That's actually about, like, accurate, I think. That looks about right, size-wise.
Anyway, Shadow versus Shion is so funny to me. So...
Okay, is it pronounced Shion?
Shion.
I don't like that. I'm gonna call it Shion. I don't care.
Well, anyway, this one is so funny because thematically, this is Shadow fighting the Kingdom Hearts equivalent of Maria. They were so close to getting into like the big thematic matchup for Shadow and Kingdom Hearts, but they fucked it up ever so slightly in the funniest way possible.
I think it's great. I think we should have Shadow beating up like little girls more.
This is a really fun track too, so I'm fine with it.
Shadow versus Ryuko would have been good if Shadow like grabbed Ryuko by the throat and said, "You're no Maria" before he killed her, and she was just really fucking confused.
It would have been. It would have been really good if he held her close, took off his mask, and revealed himself to be Rayman.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm Rayman now. You see that crater down there? You know what that looks like to me? A kitchen."
Well, hold on. Let's just go full circle and do Shadow versus Rayman. They're fighting over who they get to fight. That being the women.
Over who gets to beat up a little girl.
No, what happens is that so Rayman is like at a lesbian bar, right? About to spill some blood. Shadow breaks it. He's like, "Leave the Latinas alone."
You can punch the white ones. I don't care.
Just leave the Latinas.
Alright, then we have Faster Than Light, the vocal version of King Mickey vs. Archie Sonic. I don't like this one. I'm just gonna be honest, I did not vibe with me.
I don't think I listened to it.
I don't want to be rude, because obviously it's the commissioner's money. Personally speaking, this did not need a vocal.
It definitely felt like an attempt to force vocals onto a non-vocal track. Like, it sounds off. It sounds like someone singing over a different song, but they were put onto this one. It just didn't work for me.
I just think, like, this also just doesn't feel like a matchup that demands a vocal track.
I mean, it's not a matchup that demands
Mickey
a track at all, but like the track, like the original instrumental is not bad.
I see some justification for this matchup being a thing. It's not for me, but I don't hate it.
When are you gonna spend $14,000 to get like 99.99% of the Archie Sonic like run?
When you give me $14,000.
What if I give you like motivation?
You can motivate me to $14,000.
If you do it, I won't shoot you in the leg.
After Gumball buys it, then tell him that he can read them all online.
If you purchase it, I will let you have a mouth, and not just eyes.
Look, mouths are overrated.
I'll let you have a nose.
Okay, now I'm.
Okay, the next one is.
You could have one ear.
Monica versus someone I don't know. This
was the first track of the new year. Happy New Year, by the way.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
This track also, I just don't think was for me. It was kind of in one ear, out the other. It didn't do much for me. In fact, this and the next two tracks from Brandon, just didn't really do it for me. They just didn't really do much. I didn't vibe with them.
I do not like the idea of Monica in versus, and no amount of matchups that you throw with her in it are going to
Red Runner's not here, so he's not there to like put you in a stranglehold. So you can admit your illicit love for Monica matchups and desire to see Monica versus Springtrap on Death Battle.
Don't expose me like this.
Alright, we have Unbecoming. So this is a matchup that's like specifically made to pique my interest, I guess. Nicol Bolas versus Nagash. That's Nicol Bolas from Magic the Gathering, one of the most, arguably the most prolific villain in the series, versus the fucking God of Death from Warhammer Fantasy.
I just think it's funny. You say the most prolific villain of one of the most popular card games of all time. It's not the most popular, but in this versus Spear, they're going to be like who?
Yeah. I mean, like, you're talking pure card game, Magic is probably the most popular because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a manga first, and Pokemon's a game first. But...
And Digimon sure is trying.
Nicol Bolas, the Dragon God of Madara, which is quite a title. The track didn't do it for me, and honestly, I'm not sure the matchup does it for me either. But it is two villains that I do really like. So,
I think
it's not
Death Battle needs the Magic the Gathering episode. I feel like that's like a view magnet, and we just don't know it yet because Death Battle and Magic are the two most nerdiest things I can think about. Just
I think
off the top of my head.
The matchup that I like in discussion made sense for Nicol Bolas to me was Dagoth Ur, however it's pronounced, from Elder Scrolls, which is not fair as a matchup, but like honestly neither is Bolas versus Nagash, I don't think. But I can accept this because Nagash is cool. I feel like he's a little overplayed these days. It feels like he's more important than the Chaos Gods in the world of fantasy. But, like, how am I supposed to take the Chaos Gods seriously when they get their ass kicked by one guy? Like, not even, like, mentally, like with the God Emperor, just in, like, a fist fight. But, I don't know, the matchup doesn't quite do it for me, but at least I like the characters. It's nice to be able to mention them. Anyway, let's move on. No one in this community gives a shit about Warhammer Fantasy. It's all 40k. Then there's One True Absolution. Morty Smith versus someone I don't know.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but
it's Uzi. It's Uzi, and I don't
yeah,
get it.
murder drones.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Good one, Hyper. This is one of the ones you listened to?
Yes, I did. Mostly because Ashato, this is their first art piece they made for the channel. Happy for them. But also, this matchup is like... Track's fine. I don't got nothing to say. It's okay. I got nothing to say. Also, I forgot to add in the doc, but the one prior, it's...
Is it the Mad Laugh Riot
this
remaster?
One,
No.
No, Genesis. The one.
By the way, there's a Mad Laugh Riot remaster. Anyway, yeah, Genesis. Neptune versus Lahal. Because there's two characters who have too many matchups, let's just put them against each other. The track is good though. I like the track.
Yeah, no, track's really good. Yeah, I listened
to it. Hyper Neptunia just keeps showing up, and I don't know who the fuck she is.
Me either. I don't get the hype.
I keep seeing one of her games in Walmart too.
I see her games.
This is like Sora, but actually
repeatedly over and over again. I don't care.
Yeah, me too.
I know her as like the Kamen Rider X8 matchup, I think. But like, I've not watched X8, so I really have nothing to say on that. To be honest, Lahal as well shows up a lot more than I'd expect. And to me, he's the guy from that set of games of which I've got a couple and never played any.
I've seen the Harl thrown at Vegeta the most.
It's because they're short princes that are very full of themselves.
You know what? That's better than Thor, I'll take it.
It is Thor, but also if Thor was short. And more prone to anger than pontification.
I love how Thor versus Vegeta did the opposite of selling me on the matchup.
That's great. It's great. I mean, to be fair, it didn't need to sell you on the matchup. It needed to sell you on itself. I don't think it did either.
It didn't. I saw the 1 minute melee.
I was like, come back though. Like Vegeta did Vegeta stuff in that episode, even if all he did was also just like quote Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z abridged.
Yeah.
No, like listen, like for me, my relationship with the matchup is I saw the 1 minute melee. I went, what the fuck is this? I see its Pandal or place. I see the DBX. I say, what the fuck is this? But for different reasons. And then, like, I began to warm up to the matchup slowly over time. Then the episode comes out, and then I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's not got a great track record. I mean, the Death Battle is easily the best of the three. Like, I would say not even close. But it is
the other two are unfinished. Which
the
so happens to be
unfinished animation and the objectively nothing animation. So, not much of an accolade. It's like, I was gonna say it's like if you said Trunks Silver is like the death battle is the best of the three, but actually I think the Trunks Silver 1 minute melee is fine, and yeah.
I can't really think of anyone I would want Vegeta to fight if he came back, honestly. Like, I know there's, I know, like, Gem and Eve really like Vegeta versus that one orange guy from Bobobo. But I know nothing about... Yeah, I know nothing about that character at all.
I know about that character.
To say Vegeta versus Donovan repeatedly.
Don.
I'm sure I'd get a kick out of that. He's met Donovan.
Vegeta versus Donald Duck.
Still has more going for it than Thor. I guess what Donald was Thor, but...
next time you meet Donovan, can you ask him why he's picking fights with Vegeta?
Noted.
Anyway, fucking... Thor has a very sad track record in, like, the Versus Sphere because a large part of his library is unfinished. How did this happen to him?
Unfortunately for Thor, I have no plans to use him in Not Death Battle. In fact, I'm gonna use the guy who's a mockbuster of him instead.
Well, there's like other versions of Thor.
And you're gonna finish that episode, right?
Yeah. Look, we just finished all the research and calcs for Fogel Sector 2. It's gotta be a bit,
I love how you said that, yeah. I love how you said that, yeah, and I could hear a nervous sweat break out. Yeah, totally.
We will finish the episode. We're gonna give Almighty Thor more respect than he deserves, frankly. We're gonna do that for all of them, to be honest. Just give them more respect than they deserve. Because none of them deserve any respect.
Dude, the funniest thing you could do for a matchup like this is play it straight.
Yeah. We finished the research. It was not very long. It was watching The Amazing Bulk, which for me was not the first time. Watching Almighty Thor, realizing that the Asylum's second Thor movie is completely unrelated. Then watching Metal Man,
Nemesis.
watching Captain Battle Legacy War, then realizing there's no point in watching or in reading the comics because the comics... There's only 2 comics for Captain Battle Jr., which is what Captain Battle in the movie is based on, not the original Captain Battle. Which would have been much better because he would have 4 comics to go over.
Nemesis, listen to me. I have an idea that will get your channel to skyrocket. You should do, like, you know how Shaperless does those film studio rankings? You should do that for Asylum.
Yeah, you're a bit late on that. I've already come up with the idea.
Well, do it. This is me applying pressure.
It was specifically just the mockbusters, because I don't give a toss to talk about most of their other movies. We ran into the minor issue of there being about 300 of them.
Get working on it, buttfuck.
I'm already ranking every non-Marvel DC comic book movie, which by the time this comes out, I will have already said that I'm working on that. That's like 100 movies, and that's gonna take a while.
I think your priorities are a bit skewed.
I will say, where at the point I'm at in watching these movies, it is like just pleading for everything to be finished and out of the way so I can just watch The Crow. Despite knowing full well that after I'm done watching that, I'll have like the 4 Crow sequels to sit through as well. There's like moments of good stuff in this comic ranking, but fucking hell. Anyway, let's go on to Werewolf's tracks. Hello World.
Alright.
Is Miku versus some VTuber that I just don't fucking know and I don't fucking care.
Hey, look,
This, I like, yeah, it's Miku.
Did someone say Miku?
Miku. So anyway, as far as the Miku track goes, this one's pretty ambient and slow, which does not fit Vocaloid from my limited experience of it. which has been like a handful of actual Vocaloid songs, and then the Pokemon albums, which are really fucking good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I re-listened to that whole album today.
I mean, I like
Project Voltage.
I like this track. I don't care if it doesn't sound like Vocaloid because I'm just not that into Vocaloid music. But you know, it's whatever.
Project Voltage is like, what if we gave you sensory overload? What if we did it again? What if we did it again? What if we did it again? What if we did it again?
Then
what if we did it again?
The next track I've not listened to, that's Creased by Color. Go on, Gumball. This is where you have to step in.
Yes, this is the one with Kirby. I like Kirby, so therefore I like the track. There's not much for me to say. Yes, that's Kirby. Campus Curse, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I know. It's not Kirby though.
Oh, it's Kirby. It's just not Kirby.
Yeah, it's not Kirby, the character. You wanna Alright, the next one
have this moral high ground over.
Our final
you want to have this moral high ground over me.
It's the Hyper Starman matchup. And it's a track that pretty much just starts with Megalovania, which fair play, I guess.
Actually, no, not really. The beginning portion is motifs of some of the off music.
Oh, okay.
So, hot on you. Yeah, I noticed that.
Nerd glasses emoji, nerd glasses emoji, nerd glasses emoji.
It was a really good track.
It's a good track, though.
I like it.
Really good track, yeah.
Yeah, this was the best track of probably all of the Music Moment batch so far.
And then Use It or Lose It. I don't know. I don't care. But the track's not one
I know. I care. I care. Don't skip it. Do not skip it. Do not skip it. I'm talking about it. This is. I will kill you. This is what I like to gush about because this is our first Muppets commission, and as a Muppet fanatic, I have.
What? Those. Oh.
All right. So let me explain. This is actually a beta version of Kermit the Frog back when Jim Henson was doing coffee commercials for Wilkins Coffee. If you've seen the compilations, you'll understand why he's up against the Duolingo bird. Because they're both fucking psychopaths, and they will kill people for not using their services. That was the entire gimmick of the Wilkins Coffee commercials. There was one guy who liked it, Wilkins, and one guy who didn't, Watkins, and Watkins was never seen again. He's been shot, dismembered, sent to the electric chair, had a gas leak and had his house explode, sent to space, run over, or stabbed, stomped.
Wait. Is Duo
the Duolingo owl? This is Pete. What I said about the Sans versus Judge track actually belongs to this. My professional advice is to do more Muppet commissions. It gives me reasons to talk about shit.
Okay, next we have Dread or Alive, Nova Terra versus Samus. I like this track. Yeah, I have nothing else to say.
As a guy who's not big on Metroid and Metroid music, I didn't really vibe with this one. It's a surprise to probably no one.
I didn't really get Metroid vibes in general from this track, so I don't like I know there are Metroid games that do have that atmospheric sort of music, but it's not whatever comes to mind with me for Metroid.
Well, anyway, that was our music moment.
Like Metroid to me, but yeah.
We need more Muppets, but beyond that, it's pretty good. Okay, we can
move on to Paragraph Pasta. There's really just one, and that's the dickhead who screams. From Skyrim, but like not the one you play, versus Deathwing, the big fucking dragon.
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
Yeah. Wait, Deathwing has a human form?
So yeah, it's a cool,
does Deathwing have a human form?
It's a cool blog. It does make me, funnily enough, more interested in Alduin versus Deathwing, because if Screamy guy here gets his stats from Alduin scaling, and these two were put at like comparable stats, that would mean Alduin versus Deathwing is actually debatable now, and more about their abilities, which I like. I mean, I don't give a shit about Outerversal Deathwing, but at the same time, if two characters are both Outerversal to the same level, that means I can just ignore the stats entirely. So it's like much of a muchness there.
I like the presentation of this blog. I like some of the edits they have in it too.
Also, I didn't know Deathwing had a human form.
Deathwing's human form, like I kind of vibe with that look. It's so like it feels cool. Simultaneously so try hard, but also like actually kind of cool at the same time.
Is that like something? Is his human form something he starts out in, or is that like a final form, or is it like a reverse kind of thing?
I think, I'm not versed in like Deathwing's history. I wouldn't be surprised if that's like what he used to be and he became a dragon or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think like a cool dynamic the fight could have is like in the climax, like Deathwing, he turns into the dragon, and then Mirak uses like the dragon aspect shout to like have his dragon armor on. I think that would be kind of cool.
What if he does what the dragon?
If that's even how it works,
and he just screams "fuck off" in the middle of the fight.
He just does another Fusroda.
He does it. It's just the same sound clip, so it's not even like that much more impactful.
Yeah. No, he wins with just the first word. He just wins with a fuss. That's it.
Fuss off. That's what he says.
Yeah, that's exactly what he says.
So, like, I like this in general. But
it's a lot better than other Mirak.
I'd be okay with ideas. Either, like for Deathwing. I'm not too fussed. This does just double down at how shit Deathwing Ghidorah is, because now it's like, here's this Outerversal dragon, and here's Ghidorah, who's not that.
Well, like I'm okay with this one because we were talking last night, like we were talking about like these dragon matchups, and like I think it was Noah that brought up Alduin versus Tiamat.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. So like I think that's a good ult for both. That'd be funny. Yeah. Yeah, I think it would I think those are good ults for both of them. And I don't know, anything for more Elder Scrolls in Death Battle. If people know me, they know I love Elder Scrolls, and like Skyrim is my favorite. So like I would love to see both of them talked about. And D&D on Death Battle would be really cool too.
But yeah, blog's cool, go read it. Especially if you want to know why I'm talking about Outerversal Deathwing. Alright, we can move on to the next segment.
We didn't pick a matching matchup. Or unless you
official or deal.
Want to go with it.
We can just skip.
Official deal.
Okay.
Official deal has a lot of stuff going on. First and foremost, the Sonic DC crossover event has an official release date, and we have a page count if we are to believe that this is the full event, which is 120, which seems way too brief, honestly, after how much they hyped it up.
Depends like what's fit, how they pace it. Like it could seem too small, but like as long as it's paced well enough, like I'm fine with that.
Right, but we gotta go quick. We're running out of time here. Faster. Yeah. Transformers Synergex. The Macross crossover is going to be Optimus Prime as a Valkyrie, it looks like. Cool. I'll probably will get it, but I hope Synergex is not just, here's Optimus Prime as Kiryu, here's Optimus Prime as Liger Zero, here's Optimus Prime as a Rathalos. I hope it's not just, here's Optimus Prime as all these things. I don't need that in my life. But, you know, at least the figures are good looking so far.
Yeah.
Well, okay, no, the Kiryu Optimus looks like shit, but I'll live. And I think we can move on to matching matchups now.
Oh wait, no, there's one more thing. Also, the reason why this is the thumbnail for the video.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Miku and Fortnite.
Is actually like genuinely seem like you forgot.
We were like foreshadowing it the whole time, and then we basically almost forgot.
You tried to
fucking
skip it, you
hyperclutch.
piece of shit.
I genuinely
tuned out for
I
a
genuinely
second,
didn't expect for Hyper to be like. I knew someone would go, hold on. I didn't think it'd be Hyper.
I was thinking it, but I didn't know if this was actually the section for it or not.
I tuned out for a second, you piece of shit. You're trying to take advantage of my neurodivergency.
Well, that's
he's just a guy. He needs help. But yeah, Miku and Fortnite. It just dropped today. Literally everyone is using it.
Mm-hmm.
Literally everyone. It's so
literally everyone. Gumball and I were in like a festival stage thing, whatever, and like there was maybe 3 people who didn't have a Miku skin, and someone in chat typed, "Is this a cult?" And yeah, pretty much it is. To answer that, it is yes. Absolutely a cult now. But yeah, it's really funny. No, we still have 30 minutes to talk about Miku alone.
No, sorry. No, there's the other half to this. Yeah. Because Miku has a friend, one that accompanies her through every crossover, one that you know particularly well. It's fucking Godzilla, who's coming in 4 days, and they expanded upon this being more MonsterVerse stuff, as we are going to get a blue variant, which I think is more accurate to original Godzilla, and King Kong.
I mean, a blue
and other things like a monster glider.
That's more true to Godzilla.
You see, I don't know Godzilla very well.
Neither does the MonsterVerse.
Basically, before he was pink in the blue, he was blue in the MonsterVerse movies.
No, he wasn't.
And that's
he was just grey. He glowed blue.
You're
like
gray.
He used his attacks,
you're gray.
But he was just like a nice charcoal.
Well, in these skins, he looks like he's constantly charging for some reason.
That's just gonna be honest. I think that looks stupid. I mean, it's not helped by the fact that they didn't even edit his like body shape. He's still got like the spines of evolved Godzilla, the spikes coming out his elbows like Gamera, and the emaciated stomach that looks like he needs 50 fucking sandwiches.
He's starved. He's hungry.
Like evolved Godzilla.
Well, yeah, but now he can hit the gritty.
Hungry Godzilla. Godzilla could already dance. Like it's a thing that so many Godzillas do. Any of them.
Yeah, but now he can do the. Now he can do the funny. Now he can do the funny Deadpool one, the Bye Bye song one. No, you can do that one.
As I said, Godzilla is like a professional dancer. He does not need Fortnite to know how to do these dances. He could just do them.
Alright,
I will say I was very disappointed because there were like rumored leaks about like Mechagodzilla, and I was so excited. I was like, "Oh boy, are we gonna get Kiryu?" Like I wanted it so bad, and we didn't. Yeah, I know. I thought about that after.
And the dumpling head. I mean,
he looks so stupid.
The head's not quite as dumpling-like as Heisei, but it's still like kind of looks like a meat bun.
Well, anyway,
stupid.
Well, anyway, as malnourished as he has still found Hatsune Miku yet again, and this keeps happening. They are best friends in every universe.
Now I can see
Hatsune Miku versus Godzilla win. Let's go.
No,
it already happened. Miku lost.
It should be Miku versus Hello Kitty. It's who can be Godzilla's friend better. Because Kitty has a very long history of being like a really close friend with Godzilla.
True.
Well, Hello Kitty's just been around longer. That's the thing. Hatsune Miku hasn't even been a thing for 20 years.
Godzilla's been around longer too.
When is that? Just means that there's a sheer gap between Hello Kitty and Hatsune Miku.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So, like, how does a Godzilla attract those kind of people like Hatsune Miku, Hello Kitty? Like, what?
It's because Godzilla's a really swell guy. He's just a good, solid bloke. Usually.
It's just a matter of it's just a matter of real recognizing real.
Now, to be clear, there is also a Godzilla comic, like a Japanese manga, where J-pop just like calms him down. Like an idol just like sings, and he's like, you know what? That's pretty swell. I'll go back to the water now. Bye.
Hello Kitty is just that likable. Like, You remember you remember the Yu-Gi-Oh crossover? I mean, come on. I do. I absolutely do.
By the way, I got the Winged Dragon of Ra model kit.
Oh, did you? Oh.
Yeah, it's.
I still need to go out and look for it.
I have obviously not built it either, but I purchased it, and now I'm eagerly awaiting the Obelisk the Tormentor, and terrified of what Slifer's going to be like.
Oh, dude, Slifer's going to be a pain. He's going to articulate so weird, if any. But
and then
he will be articulated. Like they got full articulated tail on Blue Eyes. But it's. I'm
just worried about how it's gonna happen.
I don't want it to just be the same, a long wire that like you bend in half and like you slide all the pieces on the wire, like loosely. I don't want it to be like that because that will be super articulate, but super unfun to build. I had to do that for the Blue Eyes tail.
He'll break easy too.
The Blue Eyes tail is fun to move, but it just sucks to build. And I had to do it for Gal Gaigar as well, and his helmet. Like it's just not fun to build that way. And I'm sure when I get to building my Epion, I can guess how the whip's going to be done.
Well, hold on, Gumball. The real men are talking about Yu-Gi-Oh right now. Hold on.
I'm glad to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh, but
the Obelisk looks incredible. But it feels like...
I haven't seen what Obelisk looks like yet.
You can just look it up, like standard amplified Obelisk.
Yeah, I'm going to right now.
Like, I love Figure Eye standard. It's like one of my favorite lines. And like the Obelisk looks awesome. He's got the same exaggeration as like Exodia, where he's given this absolutely massive like broad shoulder frame, these huge forearms. He looks ready to just kick ass.
He looks fantastic. He looks fantastic.
This is like an Obelisk if like Hisara like possessed him to defend Kaiba.
Alright, so are we doing a matchup, or are we just gonna talk about these model kits?
That's a tough decision.
The one thing I will say that I think makes Exodia better than Obelisk though as a model kit, a lot more color breakup.
Yeah.
Obelisk is like kind of forced to just be all blue with a darker blue gem and then like the red eyes and white teeth. Sorry, Exodia
Bro looks like he got a hold of Megamorph, but Megamorph is just slang for steroids. Like he looks lean. I will
also say, if you look at the chest, you can tell that the panels that make up his big titties are articulated. So when you move his whatever his butterfly joint's gonna be, it will shift the chest to give it a more natural flow.
Yeah, he looks really good.
That's really nice. I'm excited for this because the Winged Dragon of Ra looks great. Like, just outright, the Winged Dragon of Ra Figure Eye standard looks amazing. It probably looks better in terms of like colors because the nice gold is just brilliant. But the Obelisk I think is gonna be a more fun build and probably more fun to play with. But the Winged Dragon can enter like a sphere mode sort of look, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. If he's anything like Exodia, he'll be fun.
But yeah.
Okay.
Let's not derail this any further.
Yeah, sorry.
Because we don't actually have a matching matchup, I think maybe we can just leave that for today.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
I think
this has already been fairly long. There's so much to catch up on, and my cat will not shut up now, so I have to go quell his anger.
Go feed him.
You know, that's all for today, guys. Have a good one. So I'm gonna immediately ignore this entire recording and get the 2024 New Media Part 2 finished.
Yep. Outro words for the outro. Words that will be cut off mid-sentence because he's gonna